Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." And according to PETA, there are many celebrities who have already transitioned to a plant-based diet, including Miley Cyrus, Liam Hemsworth, Jared Leto, Natalie Portman, Benedict Cumberbatch, and many more. A diet heavy in meat harms both your health and the health of our environment, while a plant-based diet can reverse these negative effects. Health should be of the utmost importance to all of us, especially since we're youthful, and the environmental well-being is pivotal for the continued health and survival of the human race. According to ourworld.unu.edu, a plant-based diet can improve life expectancy and quality of life, as well as lower emissions and help save endangered species and their habitats. It is important for us to learn and implement new diets and new ways of eating for our future generations. We should all be worried about our health and the health of the planet, and we all have the ability to do something about it. When I was 19, I transitioned to a plant-based diet, and I have successfully cut out dairy, meat, and eggs, and this has allowed me to implement more fruits and vegetables into my diet, as well as it's forced me to include more plant-based proteins into my diet. During the speech, I will tell you about the negative effects eating meat has on both your body and the environment, as well as telling you ways to reverse the damage that's being done. A diet heavy in meat harms both our health and the health of the environment. According to a press release from the World Health Organization, the International Agency for Research on Cancer found that consumption of red meat has been linked to cancers such as colorectal, pancreatic, and prostate cancer. Processed meats have been classified as carcinogenic to humans, and the chances of having colorectal cancer actually increased to 18% with 50 grams of processed meats eaten daily. This includes bacon and hot dogs. And I know I want to live a long and meaningful life, and I hope that you do as well. According to nutritionstudies.org, Patricia Smith was eating the standard American diet and was not doing her body well. She was overweight, she complained of chronic pain in her back and knees, and in 2013 she went to her yearly physical, and she complained about localized pain in her back and side to her doctor, and a CT scan found cancerous lumps on her kidneys. The surgery was successful. They removed all the cancer, but she was really worried about it coming back because her doctor said that was pretty likely with the type of cancer that she had. She found a plant-based diet and has switched over to that completely and has been cancer-free since then. According to 4minutebooks.com, the China study was a book written by Dr. T. Colin Campbell. He conducted a 20-year study over 6,000 people from 65 counties in China, and he found that most people who were born in rural counties in China stayed where they were born their entire lives, and he also found that they followed a plant-based diet because that was what was easily accessible and cheap. Campbell compared his findings to people eating a meat-based diet, and he learned three main lessons from the study. 1, health is not linked to medicine, it is linked to nutrition. 2, we do not need as much protein as we think we do. And 3, animal protein is definitely linked to cancer more than plant protein. Campbell wanted to prove his theories were scientifically backed, and he actually did because he found that his findings correlated with the hypothesis that plant-based diets are healthier than animal-based diets. I know I want to grow old and want to be able to see multiple generations of my family, which I know many Asian cultures are able to do that, so I hope you agree as well. According to nutritionstudies.org, Dr. Campbell actually grew up on a dairy farm. He was the first in his family to attend college, and he studied pre-veterinary medicine at Pennsylvania State University, and then later went on to study at University of Georgia at their veterinary school. He didn't finish though because he was offered a scholarship to complete his studies at Cornell, where he studied nutrition, biochemistry, and toxicology. This is where he learned all about plant-based diets and how they actually were better for your health, and this led to the China study. According to UCLA Sustainability, animal husbandry takes up to 1/2 of our fresh water. It takes up to 8,000 gallons to produce 1 pound of beef, while it takes only 302 gallons to produce 1 pound of tofu. There's limited amount of resources, clearly as we know, and we're all competing to use them equally. The freshwater supplies are depleting, and we should all be looking out for the health of ourselves and the planet while doing our best to reduce the stress that we put the planet under. According to livekindly.co, Tyson's food is one of the major contributors to the water scarcity in the world. Not for the reason that you think. Yes, they do use a lot of water in their day-to-day meat production, but they also contribute to one of the largest ocean dead zones, which is actually in the Gulf of Mexico. It is so polluted and contaminated that the water there is unusable for anything. And as college students, I know we all have access to unhealthy food pretty much all the time. It's accessible and cheap, and I hope next time you go to pick up something that's not as healthy, you think twice. Now that we've learned about how a diet heavy in meat harms both our health and the health of the environment, there are ways to avoid this, such as cutting out meat completely or taking part in smaller steps, such as something called Veganuary. The first step would be to cut out meat completely. According to Forks Over Knives Success Stories, David Rivest, he had type 2 diabetes, and he reversed his type 2 diabetes using a strict whole foods plant-based diet. After 5 months of the strict diet, he was able to get off of his diabetes medication, as well as lowering his blood pressure and his cholesterol. It's possible for many other Americans who are suffering with similar illnesses to be able to do this. Medicine should be our last resort when we have natural medicine in our food. The second challenge I have for you would be to take part in Veganuary, which is a 30-day challenge to eat vegan or plant-based. According to an article by BBC, it's actually possible to see health changes within 30 days, especially on this type of a diet. Some immediate changes would be changes in blood sugar, while some changes that happen with time would be changes in cholesterol and blood pressure. 75% of people who took part in Veganuary were able to say that they saw positive changes in their health within the 30 days. And people have tried crazy diets all throughout since the dawn of time, but plant-based is definitely not one of those crazy fad diets. And if so many people have found increased or improved health on this diet, why can't we? Completely changing your diet may seem like a drastic and daunting task, but it couldn't be more easy. Small steps can be taken instead of large jumps. Try to imagine a world where everyone has access to healthy food, the health issues that come with obesity are no longer an issue, and the environment is no longer being polluted by the way we eat. That would be ultimate heaven on earth. According to nutritionstudies.org, in 2006, Katie McGooey-Smith began to notice a constant dry cough and increased fatigue when she would normally be energetic. By 2007, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, as well as sleep apnea and a severe right-sided heart failure. She was given a maximum of 5 years. By 2012, she had discovered Forks Over Knives, which you saw in the last slide, and the benefits of a strict whole foods plant-based diet. By 2013, she had lost 110 pounds and was no longer needing her insulin, as well as being taken off the lung transplant list. The standard American diet is devoid of color and nutrients, as well as being harmful to our bodies and the environment. But there's hope that we can change, and I hope that you are all thinking about ways that you can change in your own lives. As you have learned in the speech, diets high in meat are not good for our health or the environment, but I hope you can take a few ideas that I've given you and make the small changes in your life in order to fix this growing problem. A diet heavy in meat harms both our health and the environment, while a plant-based diet can reverse these health and environmental issues. We all have the ability to change the world for the better by changing the way we live our lives. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "By eating meat, we share the responsibility of climate change, the destruction of our forests, and the poisoning of our air and water. The simple act of becoming a vegetarian will make a difference in the health of our planet." Thank you.